How's it going, everyone? It's Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and today I'm going to show you how to check and locate the fuses on a BMW E39. Okay, so we're going to go in the glove box here, and if you open the glove box, I'm going to go and pull out the book and all the stuff that's in it. It's going to make it a little bit easier to deal with. Holy, whole bunch of nonsense in there. Anyway, you're going to want to go up here at the top. At the top, you're going to see two little half-turn fasteners right there and right there. We're going to turn those to the left, to the right. This one's already loose. You're going to see all the fuses. Okay, so your tops are going to be just spares. Right there is going to be your fuse puller. And this little card with the arrow, you're going to want to pull that down and pull that out, and this is going to be your card that tells you how to tell where everything's at. This one's a little bit easier. A lot of these don't have the big numbers on the bottom right here. That tells you what the fuses are. And some of these actually have, I think on the X5, they have two stacks of fuses. They have a second row up here, like a partial row. I know some of the E46s do, the 330s and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here, the numbers on the bottom, they're going to tell you what number the fuses are. Of course, the numbers on the card, let's see if it'll focus, there we go, it's going to tell you where it's at. And it's also going to tell you what the fuse numbers are, how many amps here on the bottom, according to which fuse it is. There, you can see a little better with it in focus. And also, a lot of guys are asking me too on these fuses, how do you check them? Well, what I like to do, these German fuses, you could actually see the element right here. And you could go ahead and stick your meter on each post, on each side of that, to make sure it's good. These little 7.5 amps, they get hard to see. You could pull them out. However, don't go in here and pull all these fuses out one at a time with the battery hooked up. If you have a scanner to reset ABS lights and airbag lights, that's fine. A lot of you guys don't have that. Or you might have a scanner that tells you the engine codes but won't reset ABS and SRS. Okay, so let me discuss one more thing with you guys. This is another common problem. You can see the moisture on the inside of the window. And a lot of these cars that the sunroof drains are having a problem if it's not draining correctly. A lot of times that the window regulator is down a little bit. If the inner door panels, if the inner foam seal is not glued back in position, it gets water in the car. Those are just variables, and I've seen mainly on E46, not too much on E39, where they'll actually get moisture in the fuse box. And when you pull the fuses out, the spades on the fuses will be corroded. They'll have like a white corrosion on them. And a lot of times that'll cause a bad connection on the fuses. I've seen that several times with leaky sunroofs. And that's something else to watch out for. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about fuse locations. That's not the only fuse box. And the fortunate part about the E39 is there's a fuse box under the carpet and the floor. Now, it's at the lowest point in the car. If there's any water in the floorboard, it's getting on that fuse box. And especially 99 and up E39s, they have a real bad problem with that. And what do you have to do? You actually have to pull the seat and lift the carpet up, take the seal off, and there's foam. You have to lift the foam out, and that box is under there. Okay, I brought you guys back inside. I pulled this off one of my shelves. This is a breaker box out of the floor of E38 or E39. This breaker box actually controls, see, what was it all? The seats, the windows, I believe the HVAC, climate control, a lot of the instrument cluster stuff, and all kinds of stuff. When this thing gets wet, all this metal gets rusty and rotten, and all that starts falling apart. And where the wires come in here to these studs, they have a loop crimped on them. A lot of times the crimp will be pulled off the wire. The copper wire itself will be all corroded. And I have to go through and take a pair of wire cutters and one by one cut these off, the wires off, and put a new end on a new box, because this box is always trash when that happens, and redo it like that. Okay, we're gonna go to this other E39, and then a lot of you guys are having problems with the fans. If you take the glove box out, and way up behind there is a, was it a 2 or a 3 pack that has a great big giant fuses in it, and those are for the fans only, for the auxiliary electrical fan. I've seen in a couple of these cars the fans will not work no matter what. We pull that out and those fuses were actually blown. So also, a lot of you guys are having no start issues. We talked about the crank sensor in the last couple of videos, all the problems I have with that. Now, a little dirty secret is under this big air box, if you take that off, this one's already gone, and you open up the box that has a computer in it, the ECU, in there's a little square black box, and it has, was it 5 or 6? I think it's 5 30-amp fuses. Those control the ECU and a bunch of other stuff. If any of those are blowing, the car will not start or may have a bunch of other issues. Okay, and the last fuse box you gotta know about is right here in the trunk. You flip open the battery tray. It shows you on the lid of the battery well the fuses are. And a lot of this stuff goes for the items in the trunk, the CD changer, all that kind of business. Those fuses are right there. As you can see, it's not a full deal of fuses, only a few of them are in there. There's relays above it, and there's also another breaker box just like the floorboard has, and it's right there. That cover comes off of there. That controls a bunch of important stuff. That could also cause a no start issue. Okay guys, so that's all for today's video. I'll probably do some more detailed videos on those fan fuses and the fuses in the ECU compartment. But if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. Also, look me up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Nathan's DIY Garage. Thank you.